couldn't really join in anything really. And once or twice she went home with the wrong family. They weren't watching her, and she went home with somebody else. So there was sort of, one or two issues like that. And I mean, she would get upset at it, as many of them do, a lot of noise and bustle and, that sort of thing. And so we had her sort of reviewed by the psychologists, and Lord above, one of them, the chief one, said, "Oh, she obviously can't stand pressure. We'll take her out of school and you'll have her at home for a year, at least a year, and you put no pressure on her whatsoever. You just leave her alone and do nothing with her to, make her sort of..." And that was disastrous. You can imagine, can't you? I mean, she just got worse and worse, basically. Yeah. And that's the point when we thought, we're going to have to do something about this, They couldn't really find anywhere for her to go. I mean, there was obviously no special provision for autism at all. And she wasn't diagnosed at that time either. And we had a devil of a job to get her diagnosed. We were sent around various people locally, and none of them knew anything about it. They made all sorts of silly suggestions.
What year was this then?
Well, this is when she was about 5 and 6, so she was born 62. It's about end of the 60s, right? 67, that sort of thing, 68. And, I came up with silly things. One of them said, because my eldest son had been born by then, and said, she's jealous of her brother, it's just emotional, all the stuff they gave us. And I know we attended the child guidance clinic because they said, it's your parenting is suspect,
Goodness me.
because we were at a time when it was the refrigerator parents,
Yeah.
And so the whole thing was just nonsense, really. And eventually, after a lot of fuss, we got sent to the Maudsley, and she got diagnosed by Professor Rutter, who was only Dr. Rutter then. So what we did was, my husband actually went to see one of our local counsellors and said, look, what can we do? Our daughter's got no education, there's nothing being provided for her. They did provide a lot of sort of very odd sort of things. I mean, at one time she was attached to a group of girls who didn't fit into normal school. I don't know what the correct term is now. What was it? These were teenage girls. And she, at 6 years old, was sent to this little group, of odd girls who didn't fit in. And actually, the teacher was very good, and she did try her best, but I think that was only sort of 2 or 3 mornings a week, and
not the right environment.
No, not really. No. So we went to see our local counsellor, and actually, there were 2 Tory counsellors, and they were very, very good. They were very interested, and they put a letter in the local paper. They suggested we start up a society and try and get in touch with other parents to sort of give added pressure to the cause. And so a letter went into our local paper, and parents sort of got in touch with us. And I think it says there we started off with about 5 families, and then it's sort of word of mouth, really, My husband was a teacher then, and he knew other teachers, and teachers very often said, I think this boy's autistic, or I think So you sort of hear by word of mouth, and then it's a matter of sort of going to see their parents and sort of trying to tread carefully in that. So, eventually, the society grew and grew and grew.